Hi, this brief video lesson is about teacher education goes into virtual schooling, henceforth known by its acronym, TGIVS. By reviewing the TGIVS website, you will learn what TGIVS is, some of its key components and characteristics, some of its potential impact on our own program, and perhaps on teacher preparation programs at large. The objectives for the lesson are the faculty will summarize TGIV, namely its origin, purpose, and important characteristics. The faculty will discuss TGIV's importance and potential role in the pre-service teacher preparation program. Finally, the faculty will assess where and how TGIVs can potentially be infused into the curriculum and field experiences. As part of the lesson, you will blog some responses to a couple of questions about the possible infusion of TGIVs into our own curricula. You will then take a very short quiz about TGIVs, and you will also be asked to complete an evaluation, which I hope will result in honest answers, not only about the lesson, but perhaps about me and my instruction as well. What do you say we get started? So what is TGIVs? Let's find out. The best starting point for learning about TGIVs is its website found at the URL posted on your screen. This website will be the focus of this lesson for providing background information about TGIVs. TGIVs initially begun in 2004 by four forward-thinking institutions: Iowa State University, the University of Florida, Graceland University, and the University of Virginia, was a response to the explosive growth of the virtual school movement in the K-12 systems across many states in the United States. Knowing the graduates from their pre-service teacher preparation programs would face the reality of a world with virtual schooling, or VS, they sought to create a way their pre-service teachers would have field experiences exposing them to VS instruction. Through a grant from the U.S. Department of Education's Fund for the Improvement of Post-Secondary Education, or FIPSE, the result was a systematic curricular approach to preparing pre-service teachers to teach virtually. One of the benefits of the grant-funded project was for the TGIVS curriculum to be replicated by other institutions seeking to prepare their own pre-service teacher candidates for the realities of VS. Now let's learn about some important characteristics and aspects of TGIVs. As noted earlier, TGIVs was designed to be replicable. The website's objectives page explains this in some detail. The objectives of TGIVs were to systematically address common problems or challenges that VS poses for pre-service teacher preparation programs, namely providing science-based mentoring skills and assessment for the pre-service teacher candidate completing their field experiences in a VS environment, but not before effectively implementing these VS field experiences into the current or existing pre-service preparations program curricula. According to Davis and Robler in 2005, both of whom contributed to developing these strategies, TGIV sought to initiate curriculum development in teacher education and to map coursework and field experiences related to virtual schools into the four programs' curricula, by creating or adapting selected courses that would include assessment of virtual school competence based on accepted standards. TGIVs also sought to create tools to expose teacher education programs to virtual schools so pre-service teacher candidates and the professors could see what VS looks like and experience it to understand its unique qualities and characteristics. Finally, VS is a new phenomenon. The literature is just beginning to produce the theories, practices, and standards required for its effective implementation, and as evidenced by TGIVs itself, pre-service teacher education programs first responded to this reality less than 10 years ago. Knowing effective research-based practices for preparing pre-service teacher candidates for VS must be developed and established. They sought to create a national community of virtual school practice in teacher education to facilitate adoption of VS into teacher preparation nationwide as an ongoing practice if they are to respond appropriately. The website's curriculum page goes into greater detail about the institution's course creation and adaptation for mapping VS into their programs of study. These resources could exist as their own lesson, so I simply want to introduce their presence on the website to you. Similarly, there were tools created for exposing VS to the pre-service teacher preparation community, including professors, teacher candidates, and VS faculty and administration. One example I would like to highlight is the infusion of a VS field experience into an existing university course, this one by Iowa State, using the popular course management system WebCT. This short clip provides a very good idea of how this infusion would look. I encourage you to look at the video in its entirety when you have time, however. Another useful tool on the curriculum page is an example of a live virtual office hour that perhaps best demonstrates how this exposure works. This clip clearly shows how the three-legged stool of teacher preparation, the preparation program including faculty and candidates, the cooperating school district, and the students who attend the schools work together to provide preparation for practice. As with the previous clip, I encourage you to see this in its entirety as well. Finally, the evaluation and publications and presentation pages provide useful information about the research fostered by the TGIVS project and the literature and subsequent national community burgeoning as a result. While the lists of works are certainly not exhaustive, they provide a very good foundation for learning about this important endeavor and the impact it will have on teacher preparation. Now it's time to visit the blog, talk about the infusion of TGIVS into our program.